Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Team Barca. In today's episode we are going to talk about the next superstar at Barcelona, which of course is Ansu Fati. 17-year-old kid who broke through last season and who continues to improve and to really just startle the world of football. This guy is the real deal. I think, in my opinion, he's going to be the next big thing in terms of winger/attacker. And it's so exciting to see what he can do on the pitch and going forward as well. So in today's episode, we're going to cover him, everything he's done so far and everything he's going to do in the future, in my opinion. So let's get into it. So let's start by talking about who this guy actually is. So Ansu Fati is currently 17 years old. He's almost 18 and he's already proven that he can be a centerpiece of an attack. And he's also proven that he can break records in almost every game being that young. Already last season he broke several different records, both internationally but also in the Barca squad. He was the youngest goal scorer ever in the Champions League, he's the youngest goal scorer ever in La Liga, and he's the youngest ever Barca goal scorer. Those three records are incredible to break within just a few games, and it really does show and prove what this guy can do. Obviously he's still young, a lot of stuff can happen in his career, but he has every tool to make it at the highest level. That's without any doubt. This guy has already proved that he can be influential, he can be important, he can take leadership at just 17, which is just incredible. There's another guy in our team called Pedri who does a lot of the same things, does the simple stuff just perfectly, which is what you want from a young footballer. You want them to do what they know how to do with perfect ease, and then also be able to really show some of their skills or their talent and really prove that they can bring something new, some energy to an older squad. So the next point I want to talk about is how can this guy be a starter at Barca at just 17? And that's a discussion I've had with a lot of my non-Barca friends. They aren't really sure what he can really bring compared to other players like you could mention Dembele or Trincao, of course, which are older than him, more experienced, have proved more, some would say at least. But I do think we need to remember that when another pretty good footballer called Lionel Messi broke out, he was just 16. So it does happen. The same goes for Wayne Rooney in the Premier League. He was also very, very young when he broke through. Cristiano was also young. Big players emerge at certain times. A player like Jamie Vardy did it very late in his career, and some players do it at a very early age. And we just have to accept that and enjoy that we can, or be thankful for that Ansu Fati is a player that we can watch for the next 10-15 years without any problem whatsoever. And I'm totally excited to be part of a community, part of a fan base that really looks forward to a young kid coming onto the pitch. I think that's exciting. It's exciting to have a next generational talent in the squad and just being able to enjoy what he does on the pitch. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. We didn't pay anything for him and he's a product of the academy, which I also think is great. And I think this guy will be worth a lot more than any player we could buy from outside of the club. So there's no problem in him being a starter. He proves it on the pitch every time he plays, although of course physically he can improve, but that's obvious, he's still young. But not just the goal scoring part, not just being from the academy part, not just coming on a big transfer like Griezmann, Coutinho and Dembele did, but just by the fact that he is who he is. He knows what his role is. He's willing to do the hard yards to defend. He's willing to make those deep runs in attack. He's not complacent at all. And that is why he can be a starter at Barcelona at 17, because he deserves that spot. And it's as clear as that. So the next point on Ansu Fati is, well, what does he do extremely well and what can he improve for the rest of the season? In terms of what he's doing well, obviously he's a good dribbler, he's fast, he's excellent at finishing. I think that's probably the best trait. In some ways his characteristics that describe him is similar to the ones we see in Greenwood at Manchester United currently. Being able to finish is probably the hardest part of football. Scoring goals is what you pay for, and therefore it's exciting to see a young winger being able to take the chances that he gets and put it in the back of the net. So that's the three main things: his physical output, meaning his sprinting ability, his dribbling ability, and then the finishing. How he can improve? Obviously, like I mentioned, physically he can grow bigger, stronger, might even improve a bit on his pace as well. But I think it's the passing. So his passes are sometimes just a bit off. He doesn't really have the cut-through passes that Neymar, for instance, does and did when he came into the club. And in that regard, there's something that he can definitely improve, and that would be the passing. But what he does better than when Neymar came is that the fact that he doesn't really need to dribble past 2, 3, or 4 players to prove that he can do something on the pitch. Ansu Fati is great at just receiving the ball with the back to a player or with the front, turn on the player, and then either make the run or pass the ball. He does the simple things, but he does them just perfectly. And I think that's some of the things that really stands out in terms of his age. Alright, so the last and final point on Ansu Fati is what can we expect from him this season? He already has 3 goals to his name, he has a couple of assists. I do think by the end of the season he should have around 12 to 15 goals, maybe 8 or 9 assists. I think that would be insane numbers for a kid at this age, but he has all the qualities to do so. He will get the playing time that he deserves and that he wants. And I think if he just take the chances like he's used to, he's really going to prove that he can be the goal-scoring left winger for Barcelona and maybe even take some of the responsibility if the GOAT Messi decides to leave next summer. Alright guys, that was everything from me today. I'm going to be bringing some Barca news later this week. I hope you liked what you heard, what you saw. Like the video if you like, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. And as always, enjoy the Spanish guitar on the way out. Peace.